Your accurate First Alert weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Matt Rudkin.
Hey, take a look in South Haven, provided by our friends over at IT3. Quite the winter storm just north of the state line here.
It wasn't long ago that you couldn't see the pier at all.
Crazy.
It must be from the blowing snow that they're
Yeah,
experiencing.
well, they're still getting lake effect up there as well. Really, this area is so unique when it comes to winter because literally you could drive 5 minutes and it's completely different. Here's the look right now in Plymouth. Blue sky, clear skies, no good. That's going to allow temperatures to fall quick. There's Bangor, Michigan, so this is just north of the Cass and Van Buren County line. It is a full-fledged winter storm up there thanks to blowing snow, continued new snow from Lake Michigan, and we'll make our way just south of there to Dowagiac, where you're seeing clear skies and sunshine. So it really can vary, and those of you in Michigan, you know this better than anybody. You could drive 5-10 minutes and you go from a blizzard to absolutely nothing. Pretty unique this time of year, and it has substantial differences on temperature because of the clouds. So Storm Tracker radar is all clear. Those of you in Watervliet, Paw Paw Lake, Benton Harbor, St. Joe, Decatur, Hartford, Dowagiac, I know we're just north of Dowagiac. I know this area is seeing snow. It's just not showing up on radar. It's too low to the ground, so the radar can't see it. But it is snowing, and I know those of you up that way have dealt with quite the headaches the past several days. The radar in Grand Rapids can see this, but there's a radar down here by Warsaw and up by Grand Rapids. By the time the beam gets here, it's too high above the snow, so it doesn't see it, and that's why you don't see anything. But our colleagues at the National Weather Service, and we know that it's snowing up there thanks to all of your reports, so that's why you are still under a winter storm warning, Berrien County, until this evening. Obviously, a wind chill warning for everyone else, as wind chill values still just as severe as they were last night, but the actual air temperature will probably be worse because the winds will subside a little bit. These are actual air temperatures, 14 below zero in South Bend. It is actually, we may be the coldest on this map. No, Mason City is a little bit colder. We are second coldest, which in itself is just remarkable. Closer to home, all of us, except for Valpo and right along the lake there in Winamac, it looks like, in the double digits below zero. We'll zoom into the Indiana-Michigan line. Those of you in far northern Indiana, it is extremely cold. This is near this day's record cold temperature in the late afternoon. That in itself tells you something. Still breezy out there, so wind chill values near 40 below zero for most of us. And we'll probably hover around this level overnight, but temperatures will continue to drop and the winds will start to subside a little bit. So wind chill values won't be as bad, but the actual air temperature will probably, if not certainly, be worse than it was this morning. There's some of the lake effect as we head towards tomorrow, but it ends by the afternoon. We talk a system snow late tomorrow afternoon, especially into the evening and overnight, then that pushes away. As far as lake effect, 2, 3, maybe 4 inches again for Benton Harbor, St. Joe, Watervliet areas, 1 to 2 once you get around US 12, and then hardly anything, if anything, once you get into Indiana. That little system coming through, maybe 2, 3 inches here in the purple. Some of you down towards Knox and Winamac and areas south and west of South Bend, maybe getting closer to 3 or 4. Very light and fluffy snow. So there's the center of the cold. It is right over us, but it moderates and pushes out of here by the weekend. Then we really start to warm up, at least for a day or two, by early next week. Left number is temperature. Right number is wind chill values. And watch what happens tonight. Again, that actual air temperature gets even colder, minus 25 or so. Wind chill values around 45 below zero. Chicago's dealing with it. Madison's dealing with it as well. There's the winds, but luckily they start to subside a little bit as we head towards tomorrow. Notice not nearly as bad as they are now. Still breezy, don't get me wrong. All-time record is possible tonight. The coldest on any date at any time since the 1800s in South Bend has been 22 below zero. South Bend is the official record station for this area. 24 below zero is what I'm forecasting. With these clear skies, the winds that are starting to subside a little bit, fresh snow, and ridiculously dry air, I don't see how it can't happen. We'll watch it. We'll see what happens, but it's going to be something as we get towards tomorrow morning. So 24 below zero, 6 below by the afternoon. The next several days here, you'll notice temperatures start to moderate. So I know these are kind of backwards, right? Usually the coldest numbers for the day's low. I'm just trying to make this easier to read. So 6 below zero by the afternoon, but 2 above zero at nighttime. So temperatures continue warming the whole time, right? And then we're in the 30s, 40s, even 50s by early next week with a decent amount of rain, then 30s thereafter. One thing I want to point out real quick, I'm getting a lot of questions as people look forward about flooding concerns early next week. The snow that's on the ground is pretty dry. There's not a lot of moisture in it. What I'm kind of concerned about is even if we see just a little bit of rain, if any of the rivers start to go up, there's a lot of ice on them, and you can get those ice jams, and that's where you get some problems. But I do not foresee anything like you'll remember last February.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing like that.
Hard to forget that.
Yeah.
All right, Matt, thanks.